Joseph, we meet again.
Yeah, hello, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Well, it's really good to see you here at Chris McCarthy's event for young epilepsy. So, what encouraged you? Is that your phone? There we go. What encouraged you to accept Chris's invitation to come?
Well, it was a privilege, obviously, to be here supporting a good cause, and that's the main thing of this evening. Obviously, young epilepsy is something that, is a big problem for, or not a problem, but a big issue for a lot of young people. So, it's important to be trying to help these young people, overcome their epilepsy, and I think it's good to be here supporting it.
And how's your team doing right now?
We're in the fight for the lead, I think,
Oh.
which is cool. Obviously, I was in first and got us into P1, and then we were kind of around there for a little bit. But yeah, we've just been fighting for the lead the whole race, which is quite fun. So yeah, I think it's going okay.
Have you got a mixture of different abilities on your team, or is everyone just sim racing experts and are smashing it?
We've got three guys that are definitely good, so I actually know a couple of them already from a bit of esports stuff that I do, and then we've got another guy called John Jackson who is a commentator slash kind of media guy for TalkSport. He's on the team, maybe not as experienced. Let's put it nicely, but yeah, he might drag us down a little bit, but maybe he'll surprise me. You never know.
Are you going to get another stint in? Are you going to be able to make up, or are you
No,
done now?
I'm done. I did the first 30 minutes of the 2 hours. I wanted to keep it really fair, have us all do 30 minutes each, just because I think that's what it should be.
Brilliant. Well, you just had quite an interesting season, and I chatted to you earlier on in the year when you announced your Formula 3 seat.
Yep.
And that was an incredibly exciting time for yourself, for your mum Moira, and it was a privilege to kind of have been there and to have seen that occasion happen. So you've done your F3 season. How did it go for you, for the whole trip? And tell me about Monaco as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the season overall was a bit of a struggle for me. There was a few ups and a lot of downs over the year, which was tricky to keep my head held high, I think, and towards the end of the season it was quite tough, especially. But yeah, we had some highs, for example Monaco, like you mentioned, and honestly just racing around the streets of Monaco is already pretty cool, and then getting the opportunity to be scoring points after a good qualifying, that was pretty awesome as well. So definitely a highlight of the year, but also just having the experience of being in F3 is so vital in my career, and I learned a lot about myself and also about driving in general and motorsport. So yeah, the season overall, now I look back, has been really good. Just obviously at the time it was feeling quite tricky.
So you did enjoy Monaco. You enjoyed that race circuit. Was that your favourite one of the season, or do you have one that you look back on and think, yes,
Monaco, in terms of the actual weekend, yeah, for sure. I mean, it was the only place I scored points. And obviously around Monaco, it's one of the hardest places to do it. So yeah, I think Monaco was definitely the best weekend of the year. I think I was hoping to have gone well at Silverstone, for example. And again, like with a lot of other rounds, there was so much potential for good results and stuff like that, but it just wasn't happening. And when it's week in, week out, every round, when you know that it could have been there, but it wasn't, it's so frustrating to keep your head up and stay positive, which is definitely difficult. And it's really easy to start doubting yourself as well, which is something that I struggled with quite a lot. But yeah, over the year, it was pretty cool. Monaco was awesome. That was probably the highlight.
What about Australia? What was it like to go across the other side of the world to race over there?
Yeah, obviously it's kind of like the UK, but they all speak a bit differently. It is very similar out there. Considering it's so far away, you'd think it would be a lot different, but it's very, very similar. And yeah, it was a cool experience to see the track and also the people out there. And yeah, just being out in Australia is something not many people get to do. So
So the year before, you were the BRDC Young Driver of the Year, and you won that award. And part of that prize was to drive an Aston Martin, because obviously they sponsor that award. And you did that in August at Silverstone. So how was that experience for you?
It was a once in a lifetime thing. You know, you don't get to drive an F1 car often, especially if you're not an F1 driver. So you know, it's something that I've always dreamed of doing since I got into motorsport, and the fact that I managed to kind of achieve that dream. Obviously, the dream is to win world championships in F1, but to have that first taster of what it could be and everything like that was pretty awesome. And the car's just a different level of speed. You know, you're doing stuff that you never thought was even possible. And even just looking back 4 years, you know, I was driving a Fiesta Junior around Silverstone, and then 4 years later, I'm in a Formula One car at Silverstone. So, you know, it's been quite quick progression for me. But yeah, it was awesome, and the day ended way too soon.
Yeah, it looked like you had a great time, and so did your mum, Moira. She looked like you had a fantastic time. You've recently been over to the States and to the track at Indianapolis. So what was that about? Why did you go there?
It's mainly just about looking at options for next year. Obviously, with Formula 3 not quite going to plan, it's made it quite difficult to find a seat there for next year. I'm still, you know, looking for that. That's number one priority. But yeah, I think the US route is a good option, especially with teams like Prema moving to IndyCar now. The US route and the road to Indy is a really good option, and something that I'm looking into.
Oh, so it looks good, it sounds good, and it looks like you had a really great time over there as well. So that was kind of going to be my final question, really. What is the future? What does that look like for you at the moment?
It's hard to say. You know, we're too early for me to be saying what we're doing. You know, it's pretty easy to figure out that I'm looking at the US, and that's an option that's probably number one at the moment. But obviously things come up and things change. So, you know, there's a few months until I really need to, you know, properly start committing. Well, maybe not a few months, but at least a month. So, you know, things can change overnight in this sport. So just got to wait and see and see how it plays out.
Well, I wish you the best, Joseph. I've known you a long time now, and you're certainly an amazing person, amazing driver as well, to be perfectly honest. Despite those ups and downs, you deserved a better season for that, from my point of view. But of course, that's sometimes the way that the cards fall in motorsport. But let's hope that everything falls in your favour wherever you end up.
Thank you.
And you know, and I'm your number two fan behind Moira.
Yeah.
So
my mum will always be number one.
She'll always be number one. Well, good luck tonight as well, because then I hope you win tonight. You know.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, winning is cool, but you know, it's not going to be life or death. So, you know, we're here for a good cause, and that's the main thing.